MCAP program here at the U.S. Army Tank Automotive Research Development and Engineering Center here in Warren, Michigan. I work on the MCAP program, and I have with me here also Ashish Jain of Applied Communication Sciences. He works for our prime contractor out of New Jersey on the MCAP program. I'd actually just like to thank Jeff Resilent for inviting us to present what we're doing here at TARDEC to everybody. So we are appreciative of this opportunity to talk about what we're doing here with MCAP. So I'm just going to flip the slide here, just give you a brief agenda of what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about MCAP, what it is, what we're doing here. I think Jeff Resilent is going to just talk a little bit about Resilient and the efforts going on there in the county. And really probably the meat of the call is going to be talking about this collaboration that's been taking place between us, the county, and our partner with the Michigan National Guard, and the sharing of information between everybody using the DHS program, used at UICDS. And then we'll talk about this, basically this accumulation of effort that occurred in an exercise on October 3rd. Slide here. Is everybody seeing the slide? Are they flipping? Yep. Okay, good. So what is MCAP, and what have we been doing here at TARDEC for the last 3 or 4 years or so? MCAP, acronym, it stands for Mobile Computing Application Platform. It's been designed to provide enhanced real-time situational awareness, I should say vehicle-centered platform, that is being developed to provide enhanced real-time situational awareness and command and control for domestic emergency responders. It's using commercially available hardware and software. It's being designed to be low cost, but at the same time to provide enhanced communications capability, really for any level of emergency responder, from your local fire, police department, to the county, state, and we are working very closely with our National Guard here in the state of Michigan. It's a very app-heavy platform in which we utilize a lot of commercially available apps to do a lot of communications, and but it's not only to enhance communications, but also to use those commercial tools to help gather information in the field, to be able to communicate not only amongst the responders, but up to the incident commander, and up to further chains of command. So as you see there on the slide, we use iPhones and iPads for just audio connectivity. We also use Android devices, and using the vehicle sort of as a central hub for communications, using cloud services, and really providing a comprehensive platform for communications for first responders, low cost, commercially available, anybody can buy it. And so that in general is what MCAP is. Some of the capabilities is what this slide shows. It's overall about situational awareness and command and control. We also, these are sort of the four main categories that we have incorporated into the program. The first one being location. We developed our own app called Tractor. It is on our mobile devices, and it's used to track in real time the location of the emergency responders. They can be seen on the map in real time. We often use a 10-second refresh rate, so they can be seen wherever they are, obviously as long as they have their devices with them. It's also about sharing map information and tracking vehicles too. And the communications that we use, a lot of these are used with commercially available apps. A lot of these things are available on your mobile devices already. SMS alerts, group chats. You can use voice over IP, as it said there. And it's not only to communicate amongst the responders themselves, but also up to the incident commander. And we also utilize the capabilities of these mobile devices. We all know we can take pictures, we can share video streaming. There's a lot of apps nowadays that can interact with remote sensors. We here at TARDEC work with robotics, and we have the ability to interact with robots using mobile phones. So all those things are part of the capabilities that we are incorporating into the platform. And obviously, connectivity is a very big part of this. We utilize cloud services for a lot of the MCAP core services, and obviously use World Wide Web. Cellular infrastructure is our main avenue of communication. But it's more than just, this just kind of summarizes what we've been doing, but there's a lot of activity that's going on. We're working on vehicle diagnostics, we're working on more closely being able to track vehicles and be able to do a lot more interoperability, which is what we've been doing with Clair County. And one of the key components of what we've been doing is once we develop this platform and sort of proven the concept, making sure it works, we're not stopping there. We're creating these SDK and APIs that's going to allow third parties, whether it be members of academia, whether it be other private companies, members of members of government, whoever it might be, to be able to take what we've done, what we've developed, sort of as a base platform, and then take that to the next level to build their own apps, to interact with the core services that we've built, and because we obviously don't know everything, and we're making our first good guess at this, and then having other people build upon it. So that's really our goal, to have this sustainable system that grows with the technology, that grows with the knowledge, that grows with the experience, and not just something that when we're done with this program, it just goes on a shelf somewhere. So with that being said, that's pretty much MCAP in a nutshell. And we'll show you a little bit, a couple more slides on how we use MCAP in conjunction with UICDS and shared information between our National Guard partners and Clair County. So if Jeff, if you want to talk a little bit about what's going on up there in the county with the Resilient.
Sure. Resilient was a cooperative effort driven by science and technology out of DHS. In discussions, S&T wanted a Microsoft-based situational awareness platform. And, everybody's familiar with capabilities of various platforms. You got Esri, Google, and, the thought of Microsoft in doing it for smaller communities versus larger urban areas was intriguing, and it was even more intriguing when the vendor, which was IDB Solutions, was out of Michigan. So in my eyes, it's a win-win, and my only requirement to science and technology is at the end of the day, it's got to be very sustainable as we support it financially ourselves, and second of all, it's got to be very easy to build out. With no offense to anybody, I want to build it out with my staff versus having every time to go to IT or going to the vendor to have this and that done. And actually, both things have been provided and with mutual respect. So I consider that a win-win. Currently, we're integrating with our neighboring county to the west, which is Lapeer County, but we also are working somewhat with Lambton County, which is Ontario. So in essence, this is a cross-border sharing of information. There's a lot of real-time stuff. We're actually dividing it into 3 applications, one for response, one for planning, and then we're building out a public side of things that as we gather all the information, why not share most of it with the public? So that's working out real well. And then kind of in discussions, we were in Chicago, and I think started talking with Ashish and learned about the MCAP and said, hey, let's work together. And we came up with the concept, and so we took our platform and MCAP, and I'll let Colin or Ashish really look and present what we did. I found it very interesting and very intriguing. It was just nice to take 2 different systems to be able to share information. And I think rather than the one-size-fits-all that a a lot of times it's coming down from the top to take what works for you and be able to integrate with your neighbor or another agency, then everybody wins. So go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. That's actually a very good introduction to what we did. This slide, it's a little bit of a busy slide, but it really does show the flow of information that took place and what we did with each other. And really, up until really a few months ago, I'm not sure if it's even a year yet, neither of us knew who the other person was. We didn't know about Resilient. They didn't know about MCAP. So we were, developing our own systems in sort of a stovepipe setting. And through this collaboration effort that we were both being a part of with this usage project from DHS, it just really was a natural progression for us to work together. And so as Jeff said, we met, found out about each other, started talking, and in a relatively short period of time, we were really able to do some real good sharing of information between the National Guard, who is our MCAP partner. They are the group here in Michigan that works with us in helping to develop MCAP, helping to develop requirements. We specifically work with the 51st Civil Support Team and the Counter Drug Team here in Michigan. So what this slide is really showing is, I'll just go quickly through the flow of how this works, and this is more pertinent to what happened on October 3rd, is something happened in the county, something bad happened, with the sea burning incident. People were smuggling stuff across the river from Canada into Michigan. St. Clair County was able to go into their Resilient system, create a whiteboard for this specific activity. They were able to mark up a map with specific information for this incident, and they were able to provide that information that came from their system to UICDS, to their core from the county. It passed to our core here, the National Guard system, and then we automatically adjusted that information into our MCAP Commander's Console, which is sort of our simple incident management solution that can be accessed from an iPad. It can be accessed, from a web browser. The incident commander of the National Guard got notification, hey, something happened up in St. Clair County. They were able to go into our Commander's Console, look at the incident, accept it, and then assign people to this incident. And at that moment of assignment, when these people receive an email saying, hey, you're going to do something here, something's going on, these people were being tracked. So at that moment, all these responders from the National Guard that were assigned to be involved in this incident were being tracked on a map, and they could be seen on the map where they were in real time. That information was then automatically sent back up the flow from our UICDS to the county UICDS and brought into Resilient. And that same information of real-time locations, but now being able to be seen in the EOC of St. Clair County on the Resilient application. And I actually forgot to point out that map information that Resilient provided was now being able to be viewed on our MCAP devices. So there was this real-time sharing of information that took place, which was really neat to see it happen. We actually were able to follow where people were, in 10-second increments, and be able to communicate with them. And it was a really interesting exercise to participate in, and people their eyes kind of open when they started to see people move around on the map, and to be able to see where they were in a real time. So that's just pretty much a summary of what we did. And we have a few more slides here to kind of talk about it a little bit more. This is sort of just information about the exercise that took place. It was at a marina just across the river from Canada, about 100 people participating, about 15 different agencies. And like I said, there was a sea burning incident. It was really a communications exercise to prove out this concept of being able to share information between a local county level and basically a military group National Guard. And it actually worked very well. And each system was able to see what we expected it to see, and really had no hiccups. And the good thing about using UICDS is it uses standards. It uses the NIM National Information Exchange Model based upon NIM's criteria. So it's a standards-based system that, as Jeff was saying, you're not just working from one system to another and creating this one-on-one connection. UICDS allows multiple people to communicate and to use a standardized base. So I think we have a couple of snapshots here. This is up on the left is just a picture of Resilient. Shows they created a boundary on their map, and that same information that was showing in Resilient, you can see the blue dots and the red dots, police and fire and folks in the river. That same information was enabled to be shared through UICDS to us, to MCAP, and we can see that same information on our mobile devices. And on the lower right there, that's just a slide of our MCAP Commander's Console that the incident commander uses. Let's see what else. There we go. This is another view of our Commander's Console. This is what the incident commander would be looking at. It shows what some of the icons do on the side there. That's where they assign people, they can assign vehicles to it, set up communications parameters. This is specifically showing the incident commander has the ability now to communicate to all the members of this incident, whether it's SMS or email. You can pick one, you can select them all. And at the same time, if I could take away that alert users window, in the background there, you'd be able to see the icons of the real-time locations of all the responders that are involved in the incident, and the incident commander can track them. And this is actually a view of basically what we did the day before the exercise. Is we set up an incident, did the same sharing of information. This is showing the National Guard being tracked. They left from Battle Creek, from Fort Custer in Battle Creek, Michigan, driving up to the county the night before. And this is showing basically their convoy. The map on the left is them leaving Fort Custer. Each icon there represents a vehicle. And the map on the right, just a little zoomed out, showing them being tracked as they travel on the freeway up to the eye there, which is the county. Slides, and this is basically the same view, but this is in Resilient. So the same tracking as I showed you, which was actually the Commander's Console in the previous slide for MCAP, this is in Resilient. So as the National Guard was traveling from Battle Creek up to St. Clair County, the St. Clair County DOC was able to watch them as they were coming into the county. And this is just some results of the exercise. Just, as Jeff said, it was one of the sharing of information, map and incident location information was one of the top 3 things that went well. About 30 people, I think, were being tracked at one time. As I said before, we tracked the 51st CST the day before as we went up to Fort Custer. And and really, this was a very good exercise showing the collaboration that's taking place here in Michigan, with the county and really with the military. And I have to say that we got great support from DHS, the UICDS folks at DHS. I think Jeff would agree too that they were very helpful in helping us set up our instances of UICDS and really helping us get to that point of being able to share information with each other. So very, very positive exchange and a collaborative effort.